Hello guys, good morning. Today we will discuss on the topic of Indian rainfall and atmosphere. Nowadays agriculture is almost depend on rainfall and atmospheric condition. In rainfall and atmosphere, first we have to understand hydrological cycle. Hydrological cycle is divided into three categories. First one is reservoir, second one is assimilation, and third one is releases, where it will be a release. In first reservoir, पानी कहाँ कहाँ इकट्ठा होता है, कहाँ से पानी कहाँ जाता है, वो पूरी प्रोसेस हाइड्रोलॉजिकल साइकिल में दिखाई देती है. इन रिजर्वियर ओशन एड्स एज ए वाटर वेपर, ग्राउंड वाटर, लेक, evaporation, wind and precipitation move water from the ocean to land. Assimilation, plant absorb water from the ground, animal drinks water or eat other organism which are composed mostly with water. Releases, plant transpiration, animal breathes and expels liquid waste. Now water is essentially required for the different life from such as plant, animals, birds, etc. for the cell building and other purposes. The main sources for the water is ocean. The water from the ocean is evaporated, then cloud formation and carried away by the wind, and they lastly precipitate to the land. The water received from precipitation is lost to the ocean bed by the different process such as runoff from soil, evaporation from lakes, ponds, streams and transpiration from the plant. The water which is absorbed in the ground is also lost by the directly or indirectly way to the ocean. For example, some water which is absorbed into ground, then वो water ground में absorb हुआ है, वो plant से transpiration हुआ in atmosphere. The groundwater flow to the streams and the stretch finally lost in the ocean, etc. Thus we find that there is a constant circulation of water from the ocean to the air and back again to the ocean. This process is continuously circulation, and that's why we can call as a water cycle. Here we can easily understand. We find there is a constant circulation of the water from ocean to the air and back again to the ocean. This process is not a beginning and therefore it is termed as a hydrological cycle. Here we can find easily understand what is the hydrological cycle process. You can see here ocean, lake and trees. From that ocean evaporation is occur. From the plants or any trees we can identify the transpiration is easily occurs, and from the lake water move to ocean, and here also evaporation. Then what happen? Condensation is occur. Then from the condensation clouds also become, then the precipitation is occur, and also it's give to movement of water vapor from the ocean to लैंड. वहाँ पे बादल बनेंगे, क्लाउड्स बनेंगे, उसमें वो प्रेसिपिटेशन देखने को मिलेंगे. प्रेसिपिटेशन रेनफॉल की वजह से भी, रेनफॉल से हो सकता है और स्नोफॉल भी हो सकता है. और फिर से वो प्रेसिपिटेशन गिरा, आइस स्नो और प्रेसिपिटेशन गिरा इन कोई माउंटेन पे गिरा, कोई ज़मीन पे गिरा, तो वो पानी फिर से लेक पे आएगा और फिर से ओशन पे जाएगा. कोई पानी इनफिल्ट्रेशन मीन्स एंट्री ऑफ वाटर इनटू द सोइल और ए परकोलेशन डाउनवर्ड मूवमेंट ऑफ द सोइल of the water into the soil at a saturated pore, means macro and micro pore both filled with water. Then this water is converted into the soil, and also the plant absorb this water and transfer it into the atmosphere. Then step evaporation and transpiration we discuss. Condensation and formation of the clouds, rising in current all the vapor up into the atmosphere, cools formation of the clouds is made up of the droplet of water. Then after precipitation as a snowfall or a rainfall, then runoff and collection of the underground water. Last one is infiltration and percolation, means entry of water into the soil or a percolation, downward movement of water into the soil at a saturated pores, means macro and micro both pore filled with water. The hydrological cycle can be briefly by the following equation. P is equal to ET plus DST plus S, means P is equal to water received by the precipitation, ET lost by evapotranspiration, DST means the gain of loss by storage in the soil, S means the surplus runoff of water. and is also known as a water balance equation. Now, form of precipitation. It can be defined as the earthward falling of the water drop or ice particles that have a formed by the rapid condensation in the atmosphere. It classified as a three way. First one is liquid, second one is solid, and third one is mixed form. In liquid form, rain, drizzle and shower. In solid form, snow and hail. And in mixed form, sleet and hailstorm is observed. First one is liquid form. In the liquid form, first one is a rainfall. Rain is defined as a precipitation of the drop of the liquid water. The cloud consists of the minute droplet of water of the about 0.02 mm in diameter. When this minute water droplet in cloud combine and forms large drop that become so large that they cannot remain suspended in the air and they fall down into the as a rain on the earth. The droplets are formed by the rapid condensation. The raindrop have diameter ranging from 0.05 to 0.06 centimeter or a 0.5 to 0.6 mm in diameter. The line joining the place of the equal rainfall called as a isoheads, means the between two line water is same fall on the earth. So this is known as a isolate. The line joining between two line, this two line is joining the place of the equal rainfall. यहाँ पे एक सरखा रेनफॉल गिरेगा, वो हमको उसको बोलेंगे isoheads. Now type of rain, there is a different three type of rain. First one is convectional rain. Due to the heating, the air near the ground become hot and light and start upward movement. We can understand easily on the photograph. First here we see sea levels, and here near the earth surface air is there and it is heated and transfer on the atmosphere. We can see easily in there, understand. Sun hits the land and the air above. तो यहाँ पे जो हवा होगी, जो विंड होगी, वो उसको गर्म होके ऊपर चली जाएगी, वहाँ पे जाके वार्म एयर होगी, कूल्स होगी और उसका कंडेंसेशन बनेगा. देन आफ्टर फॉर्मिंग एज ए क्लाउड, देन लास्ट वन रेन कैन देन अकर्स, उसमें से रेन गिरेगा. मीन्स दिस इज नोन एज ए कन्वेक्शन एंड देयर मूव अप इज द कूल्स एट द DALR stage, dry adiabatic left rate 9.8 degree centigrade per kilometer and become saturated having a relative humidity is 100%. Above condensation level air cool at a SALR means saturated time पे वो clouds formation होगा adiabatic left rate. This is a 5 degree centigrade per kilometer and clouds are formed. Then further condensation result into the precipitation. These rain are known as a convectional rain. As understand we, orographic rain or a relief rain. That is a second classification of the rainfall. When the most air coming from the sea encounters mountain or relief areas, it cannot move horizontally and has to overcome mountain. तो जो यहाँ सी लेवल से कोई मोस्ट मीन्स बेज वाली हवा आएगी, वो डायरेक्टली माउंटेन के मुताबिक ऊपर चली जाएगी और वहाँ पे जाके वार्म एयर है, मोस्ट एयर है, एयर फोर्स टू द रेज ओवर है, तो उसको एयर कूल्ड एंड कंडेंसेशन बनेगा. बाद में फॉर्मिंग क्लाउड्स बनेंगे. तो वहाँ पे भी व्हेन द एयर रेज अपवर्ड कूल्स डाउन, क्लाउड इज फॉर्म एज ए कंडेंसेशन स्टार्ट एंड गिविंग प्रेसिपिटेशन. दिस रेन आर नोन एज ए orographic rain. Thus high rain are possible on the windward side of the mountain. So here we can understand easily air cools and condensation forming clouds, then rainfall is occur as a precipitation. Then after air is coming back side to the mountain, we can understand divide when the air descend downward, the air is compressed and it warm up at a DALR, dry adiabatic left rate. This warm air does not give any precipitation on the leeward region. This known as a rain shadow region. Here is rain shadow region. जो यहाँ पे की एयर है वो इस तरफ आएगी, बाद में वो डाउनवर्ड मूवमेंट करेगी, मीन्स वो गर्म होती जाएगी, बाद में उसमें से प्रेसिपिटेशन की कोई संभावना नहीं रही, बाद में उसको बोलेंगे हम रेन शेडो। नाउ थर्ड वन क्लासिफिकेशन साइक्लोनिक और फ्रंटल and a convergence rain. Frontal precipitation is produced when two opposite air current with the different temperature meet. Vertical lifting takes place, which gives rise to condensation and the precipitation. When the humid and warm air mass meet the cool air mass, the colder air begin denser tend to push below the warmer air as a replace it. We can understand easily in the photographs. Here two side different temperature airs will be coming, and here in central portion convergence is means low pressure सेंटर में क्रिएट होगा, उसकी वजह से दोनों टेम्परेचर वाली हवाएं वो मिक्स हो जाएगी और उसकी वजह से पूरा साइक्लोन बनेगा, और ऊपर जैसे जाती जाएगी हवाएं वैसे उसका कंडेंसेशन बनना शुरू हो जाएगा और वो कूल होता जाएगा, उसमें से प्रेसिपिटेशन हो गए। नाउ सेकंड वन इज ए रिजल्ट. It is more or less uniform precipitation of very small and numerous raindrops which are carried away even by light wind. The result drop is less than 0.5 mm in size and precipitation at the rate usually less than 1 mm per hour. We can easily compare with the drizzle and rain. Here some drizzles portion is looking like shower, and there is a different three classification. Here some fog type drizzles looking, then after some moderate drizzles, then heavy drizzles. In the rainfall it's become a light, moderate and heavy rainfall. Now third one is a shower in the liquid form. First is precipitation lasting from the short time with the relatively clear interval is called as a shower. This occurs from the passing clouds. short time के लिए जो बारिश आती है वो है shower. Now second classification is solid form. In the solid form, first one is a snow. Snow is defined as the precipitation of the water in the solid form of a small or a large ice crystal. तो यहाँ पे snow के साथ देखने को मिल रहा है प्रेसिपिटेशन ऑफ वाटर इन द सॉलिड फॉर्म और ए स्मॉल लार्ज आइस क्रिस्टल जो गिरते हैं जमीन पे. वी कैन इजीली अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम द फोटोग्राफ विच टाइप ऑफ क्रिस्टल ऑफ स्नो. इट्स अकर ओनली व्हेन द कंडेंसिंग मीडियम हैज द टेम्परेचर बिलो फ्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर. स्नो इज जनरली इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इंडिविजुअल क्रिस्टल और इन flakes that are aggregates of the many crystals. Snowflakes are formed in high clouds. Snow is measured with the snow gauge. Now second one is hail. Hail is a precipitation of the solid ice. On the warm sunny days, a strong connective column may cause the formation of the pellets having spherical shape and concentric layer of the ice. Such as a formation is known as a hail. Here we can understand easily from the photograph which type of hail is occur, and in these hails we can easily see the shape of the hails is a spherical, means round shape with the concentric layer. Third one is mixed form. From the mixed form, first one is a sleet. In sleet, simultaneously precipitation of the mixture of rain and snow is called as a sleet. उसमें rain का मिक्सचर एंड स्नो का मिक्सचर हमको देखने को मिलता है, वो है स्लीट. यहाँ पे हम इजीली देख सकते हैं रेन और स्नो दोनों का मिक्सचर एक साथ में अर्थ के ऊपर गिरेगा, ज़मीन पे ऊपर आएगा, तो वो है स्लीट. देन हेलस्टॉर्म. रेनफॉल एसोसिएटेड विथ हेलस्टॉर्म इज ए कॉल्ड एज ए हेलस्टॉर्म. हेलस्टॉर्म के साथ रेनफॉल एसोसिएटेड होता है, उसमें जुड़ा हुआ होता है, तो वो बोलते हैं हेलस्टॉर्म. तो यहाँ पे हम इजीली देख सकते हैं कि हेलस्टॉर्म किस तरह का सा होता है, ये गिरता हुआ है और यहाँ पे कलेक्शन हुआ है हेलस्टॉर्म का. नाउ सेकंड थिंग इज एटमॉस्फियरिंग आफ्टर द रेनफॉल. The atmosphere is a cloud of gas and suspended solid extending from the Earth's surface out many thousands of the miles, becoming increasingly thinner with the distance, but always held by the Earth's gravitational pull. The atmosphere is made up of a layer is surrounded the Earth and holds the air we breathe is protects us from outer space and holds moisture, means clouds, gas, and tiny particles. In short, the atmosphere is the protective bubble we live in. Then This is protective bubbles consist of several gases with the top 4 making up to 99% of all gases of the dry composition of the atmospheric. Nitrogen by far is the most common. Nitrogen dilute oxygen and prevent rapid burning at the earth's surface. Living things needs it to make protein. Oxygen is used by all living things and is essential for the respiration. Now, composition of the atmosphere up to an altitude of 25 kilometers. Here we can see some gases from and is the chemical formulation, then percent including in the gases is also discussed here. Now, structure of the atmosphere. Here there is a 4 classification basically of the atmosphere. First one is troposphere, near earth surface. It is between the length of 14 kilometers, and then after including tropopause, this is a one layer which dividing the troposphere and stratosphere is known as a tropopause, and with tropopause the distance between tropopause and earth is 18 kilometers. Then after stratosphere is 14 kilometers. With the stratospheres and mesosphere between the ozone layer is also observed, and after second last is mesosphere is distance between 90 kilometers, and thermosphere is the last stage of the atmosphere. Last layer of the atmosphere is known as also ionosphere, means aurora. On the basis of the vertical temperature difference, the atmosphere can be divided into 4 horizontal layers or cells. Namely, first one is lower atmospheres. It include troposphere and stratosphere. And second one is upper atmosphere. It include mesosphere and thermosphere. Here we can easily see the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere and thermosphere, which is included with one by one layer. First near layer of the earth is troposphere. Then lower atmosphere we will discuss deeply something from the troposphere. The altitude of the troposphere change according to latitude. It has an elevation of about 16 kilometers at the equator and only 8 kilometers at the poles. Its average altitude is about 11 kilometers. It contains nearly about 75% of the total gaseous mass of the total atmosphere, water vapor and the aerosols. It is the realms of the clouds, storms and convectional motion. The outstanding characteristic of the troposphere is the filmy uniform degree in the temperature, with increasing in the altitude until minimum temperature of the -15 to -60 degree centigrade is reached. The isothermal layer making the end of the temperature decreasing is called as a tropopause. As we discussed, here layer is tropopause, which is divided to differentiate the troposphere and stratosphere. Then stratosphere, this is the second atmospheric layer above the troposphere, which extend upward about 50 kilometers. As we discussed, the stratospheres contain much of the total atmospheric ozone. The density of the ozone is maximum at a 22 to 24 kilometer height approximately. The ozone at the upper layer of these spheres absorbs the ultraviolet rays from the sun, and the temperature may exceed 0 degree centigrade. In stratosphere, the atmosphere increasing with the increasing in height. Now, second one is upper atmosphere. From the second, first one is mesosphere. This is the third layer of the atmosphere. The thin isothermal layer called as a stratosphere is the boundary layer which separates the stratospheres and mesosphere. Above the warm stratosphere, the temperature decreasing with the increasing in the height to the minimum of about -90 degrees centigrade, about 80 kilometers height. Pressure in this layer is very low and decrease from 1 MB at the above 50 kilometers to about 0.01 MB at the 80 kilometer nearly. The thin isothermal layer which separate mesosphere from the thermosphere is called as a mesosphere. As we discussed, mesosphere. Here also mesosphere and is the layer of mesosphere. Then thermosphere. Second layer is thermosphere. Outmost shell is known as a thermosphere. It is laid about 80 kilometers upward. In this sphere, the atmospheric density are extremely low. In this sphere, temperature is increasing in height due to absorption of ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Probably it reached to 950 degrees centigrade at 350 kilometer to the 1700 degrees centigrade at a undefined upper limit, but these temperatures are essentially theoretical. Now, third thing is wind. After rainfall, after atmospheric, wind is most important things. The air that moves parallel to any part of the Earth's surface is called as a wind, or the air moving horizontally on the surface of the earth is known as a wind. Then after in the wind, air current is also occur vertically or a nearly vertical movement of air resulting from the convection, turbulences or any other causes is known as a current. Now, classification of wind. First one is calm air. These are generally felt as an air condensation. It is also called a light wind and it has a speed of about 1 kilometer per hour. मीन स्लोली जो हवा चलती रहती है वो है calm air. Calm air will be noticed by the smoke rising vertically from the chimney. They have the Buffon numbers is 0. Then after second one is gentle breeze. Gentle breeze have a speed of about it is more than calm air speed, about 12 to 20 kilometer per hour. Leaves and small twigs would be constantly moving with the gently breeze. They have a Buffon number is 3. Now third one is moderate wind. Moderate wind have a speed of about 20 to 38 kilometer per hour. They are enough to fly and night at the keep it going higher and higher. They can cause moderate waves with the whitescape on the sea and make street white sail. Strong wind is the is second stage. Strong wind have a speed of about 62 to 74 kilometer per hour. They can cause high waves over the seas and the breaks of twigs and small branches of trees. They have a Buffon number is 8. Now last one is gale wind. It is very dangerous which causes a very dangerous condition. Gale winds have a speed of about 75 km per hour and more. They can be very destructive and they carry lots of broken branches and twigs from the trees. They cause high tidal waves and rolling seas. They can also rip off roof of buildings. Now उसके बाद आएगा cloud. Cloud is also most important for the rainfall, precipitation and condensation. Clouds can be defined as the mass of tiny water droplet, ice crystal or a both condensation or hygroscopic nuclei and suspending in the atmosphere. Cloud and fogs are composed of water droplet, of ice crystal or both of the order of size is 20 to 60 microns, means 0.008 to 0.024 millimeter. Then isonapse, line joining place of the equal clouds cover on the map is known as a isonapse. Principle of the cloud classification, the great variety of the clouds from the necessities as the classification of weather reporting. The internationally adopted system is based upon a general shape, structure and vertical extent of the clouds and their altitude. Type of clouds, there are 4 basic type of clouds. Cirrus, meaning sir, and is recognized by its valley like fibrous or a federally forms. It is the highest type of the clouds, ranging from approximately 7 to 12 km in altitude, means 20,000 to 35,000 feet. We can see easily here which type of clouds is cirrus. And cumulus is indicating in SU, meaning helps is the woolly boundary clouds with the rounded top and flat base. It is the most common in the summer season and in latitude where high temperature prevailing, and it always results from the convectional. Its height is variable and depend on the relative humidity of the air. We can understand, we can see easily which type of clouds is a cumulus. Then after stratus is indicating ST it is and seed type clouds without any forms of disanguineous it is usually lower than cumulus. This type of clouds is known as a stratus. Then last one is a nimbus. We will indicating NB. It is any dark and ragged clouds and from the which precipitation is occur. This type of clouds is whole cover the atmosphere and looking a different portion like nimbus is known as is called in shortly NB. Here some deeply classification of cloud like family wise, family A, family B and family C. In this the name of clouds, composition, possible weather changes, description and impression. If we want to learn more in cloud, we can easily study the family wise classification. Thank you very much.